What up YouTube land, this Tyconder is doing another action figure review, and this time it's for something that was only recently released over here, and it is the Jurassic World. Now it says it's part of the Legacy Collection, and even though the packaging is more designed as the Fallen Kingdom style packaging, but this is the Legacy Collection 6-pack. So if I just move my mercenary figure out of the way here, you can see all the dinosaurs. Well, you see most of the dinosaurs except for the last two, which is the Pteranodon and dimorphodon here. So you can see all 6 that come in the set. So you get 2 Gallimimus, 1 dimorphodon, 1 Pteranodon, 1 Dilophosaurus, and 1 Velociraptor. So just onto the packaging quickly, if I can get it into shot. Bear with me a moment. So here is the packaging. It is a massive window style box packaging, and if I flip around, bear with me a moment while I bring this up, you have shots of the dinosaurs on the back and a shot of the other Legacy Collection, which comes with the actual Alan Grant figure. One thing of note, if I just bring it down, and I'm not sure if, yeah, you can see it in here. The prototypes for the Pteranodon and the dimorphodon are actually different to the ones that you get in the set, and so is the second Gallimimus. In fact, the second Gallimimus that they show in the set looks like the standard attack pack one that you can get. The rest of them all look like the dinosaurs that are in the set, like the Velociraptor looks similar to the one that's in the set. Just this chap here. The Dilophosaurus has very similar paint scheme, but it's slightly different application. The other Gallimimus looks the same, but it's the dimorphodon here. As you can see, the wings have bright orange on it, whereas the one over here is kind of a gargoyle stone grey look to it, which looks kind of cool. And then the Pteranodon has yellow beak and kind of blue, slate grey kind of blue markings, whereas this one has the sort of slate grey but has purple, kind of a dark wine coloured, magenta coloured markings. Now, all these dinosaurs are repacks and just repainted. So, and we'll get into that in a second. So, these two dinosaurs, the Velociraptor and the Pteranodon, are actually repaints from the Legacy Collection, which are based on the original Jurassic Park movies. Whereas all the rest are all part of the Fallen Kingdom Attack Pack line. So I'm going to try and get as many of these guys done as quickly. Now, I've done a review for the Dilophosaurus, and if I can just bring this new one. This is the one that I did a review for. Now, it might look different to yours because I've done a little bit of customization on this one. I gave it a wash with black shoe polish just to bring out the details. But as you can see, sculpt wise, it's exactly the same. The only difference is the paint applications. So the basic ones are 5 points of articulation. In most cases, a couple of different points of articulation for some of the different dinosaurs. So you have the spit piece that is removable on this. You have the arms that can move forward and backwards. Legs can move forward and backwards, and then you have the frill, which just goes out like that and out forward like that. Again, they haven't done one so far. Any of the Dilophosaurus I've seen haven't have a removable frill. They all have either this style thing, or there is a legacy one which I don't think anyone has seen in the wild yet. So I don't know if that is either the same mold, because the way they package the legacy one, it looks like it's supposed to have a water spitting action feature. but time will tell. So I'll move on to the Gallimimuses because they are identical in sculpt. There's no difference between them. So the first Gallimimus is this kind of tan brown with dark brown stripes. And just flip around. Now, if you're wondering why the eyeball on this side is actually different to the eyeball on the opposite side, it's because when I first got this guy, now they're packaged this way in the box so I couldn't see it. His eye paint was actually back here brown where the brown spot is, and his pupil was coloured brown, so I had to go in and repaint it and fix it up myself. So there is a bit of quality control issue on some of these guys, so just be wary of that. Just like with all the other dinosaurs, they have the foot stamps. So the Dilophosaurus here have different ones. Just get it to focus in on it. They actually have two different foot stamps, so they're not all the same as the standard attack pack. Under the wings for the Pteranodon, it has its one. It is a kind of a shame that both the Pteranodon and the dimorphodon have them under the wing. It's more, you see it more on the dimorphodon when I get to it. The Gallimimus both have two different ones. And the Velociraptor also has a different one as well. And just getting back to the Gallimimus, so you have 5 points of articulation. Head is on a hinge. That goes forward and back. Arms can swivel. You can do little creepy poses. And the legs just go forward and backwards. They are designed to be kind of standing in a specific pose. Otherwise, if you don't get that kind of specific pose, they tend to be top heavy and fall forward. Bear with me a moment. Let me just see if I can tilt my camera down so you can see it. So as you can see, they have a kind of specific pose. And then, now you don't get any flight stands with the flying dinosaurs, so both Dimorphodon and Pterosaur, or the Pteranodon, don't have a flying stand, which is a shame. The Dimorphodon has no kind of problem standing, but the Pteranodon can't really stand at all. I do kind of wish they would do one kind of similar to the way they were in Jurassic Park 3, where they had the kind of these forearms down so that they could kind of crawl on all fours. But don't know whether it's scientifically accurate or not, but it would look kind of cool. So for articulation for this guy, because he's a legacy collection, he has the action feature. So press this button on his back and get a wing flap. The jaw opens and the head is on kind of a ball joint. So the head can rotate all the way around, but you know, you wouldn't really want to do anything like that. It's interesting that the body is a solid plastic, and so is the wings are kind of more of a solid, but the feet are kind of a gummy plastic. I'm assuming that's for kind of health and safety issues. If it was too solid and pointed, that there'd be kind of pose a risk. I'm not sure. And the head is sort of solid as well. So you do have that. And then onto the Dimorphodon. I love the Dimorphodon dinosaur from this set. Reminds me of the old Rhamphorhynchus, I think it was called. I'm not sure if that is even still a dinosaur anymore, because it could have gone the way like the Brontosaurus and the Apatosaurus whole thing, where there was no such thing as a Brontosaurus and it was actually an Apatosaur. So, but yeah, you have articulation in the head, the jaw. The head can kind of rotate side to side slightly. You got rotation in the wings. Our wings can rotate all the way around. You have single joint on the feet, which are linked, so you can bend them and move them. You can actually get into kind of flight poses and stuff like that, but it is linked, and you can kind of get it into kind of crawling poses on all fours, which is kind of cool. Nothing in the tail, but it's kind of that soft gummy plastic as well. So, and as you can see, the scan stamp is there. You also have the kind of information like the legalese stuff, like Mattel Emblem movie stuff and Universal and Made in China, but it's harder to see that. But it's clear as day to see the stamp, and it kind of distracts from the wings, which is a shame. Like you have a Jurassic Park logo on that side, which you can't really see as well. Well, you might see it more on the camera, but in person it's not as noticeable. But I do love this guy. Aside from the Gallimimus, he was the only one that had paint issues. The rest of them all seem to be quite good. So onto the last guy of the set, which is the Velociraptor. I really like the color scheme on this one. It's kind of a tan brown with a dark brown stripes and evil red eyes. Now, I know some people complain that the forearm fingers the nails aren't painted, but they actually are. If you can see it, picking it up there, they actually have a gloss kind of sheen to them, whereas the rest of the arm is all matte. So they did actually go and paint them. They're just not very noticeable. And then you got the black toenails. Now, one thing that's cool about this set, or this Velociraptor, is it's a repaint of this guy, which is the Legacy version. And what I love about the Legacy version is it has a gimmicky thing to it where it leaps and can leap forward. So we'll just get my good old test subject in here. And this guy is no different. So you can see she leaps quite well as well. So if you wanted to, you could potentially have two Velociraptors attack people at the same time. But it is a fantastic sculpt. I really like the detailing on it. Again, just like with the Legacy one, she has the opening jaw. Now, one thing that's different between the Legacy and this one is she actually has painted teeth, whereas the Legacy one actually has the teeth left the same colour as the plastic they used. This one is made out of this kind of brown plastic with paint apps, so it is different in that respect. As I said, most of these are just repaints. Oh, actually, all of them are just repaints from the different kind of lines, but I really like this one. Again, no posability in the legs because of that gimmick with the spring. They do have ball jointed arms, and they can go out to the side and rotate all the way around. And you have a ball joint at the base of the neck. You can 360 the head, and you can open the jaw. All in all, really good set. My only gripe, other than the paint quality control issue with the eyeball on the Gallimimus, is the fact that we still have no human characters. It's not a gripe with the set, it's just a gripe with the distribution overall. It's just my personal annoyance. So far, we're a week away, as of recording, time of the recording of the review, we're a week away from the movie release. Still no Legacy human figures, even though we have the Legacy Collection dinosaurs, none of the humans. And again, the Fallen Kingdom dinosaurs, we don't have any of the battle damaged dinosaurs, and we have none of the humans or human vehicles to pick up. I'm not sure if it's an issue with Mattel or it's an issue with the distributors. Like we only have really one big chain store over here, which is Smith's. It could be just them not wanting to buy stuff that they won't sell. It's really annoying. They've done it with other stuff as well, like the Solo movie. There has been 0 Star Wars Hasbro 3¼ Solo figures or vehicles released here this year. There's been pop vinyls for Solo, and there's been the what are those things? Dorbs, those weird rotating head bobblehead things. We've had those for Star Wars Solo and the pop vinyls. Nothing from Hasbro. Oh, and Lego sets. The other thing was that we have Lego sets from Solo the movie. Nothing from Hasbro at all. No Black Series figures, which means we won't get the Forlom wave, I think. And no 3¼ figures, so we won't get any of the speeder bikes, the swoop bike, hand speeder, or any of that stuff unless it comes in way later and is straight into clearance. I have no idea. So just my minor nitpick about distribution or access to picking up figures over here in Ireland. I know it's a bit of a rant, and it's kind of waited till the end of the video if you want to watch the whole way through. So anyway, in regards to this Jurassic World Legacy set, really cool set. Do recommend picking it up. I love the dinosaurs. I wasn't too pushed on the dimorphodon first, the like single pack one, but after getting this set, I'm going to try and pick up the other ones because I really love the articulation on it and the actual design for the creature. The Pteranodon is okay. It's not brilliant, but it is a nice addition to the set, and I love the Gallimimus and the other spitter or Dilophosaurus. As I said, all in all, really good set. So there you go, guys. As I say in my videos, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will try and get back to any comment that's left in my in the comment section. So cheers, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video.